Now, a question like this, I actually appreciate it because it brings up a much broader subject matter and it really defines the foundation of where alcohol use disorder comes from. And it goes like this. I have a friend whose husband drinks 8 to 10 beers a day and doesn't see it as an issue. Well, whenever anybody, which is almost laughable, but whenever anybody ever asks me a question like that, well, I only drink 6 beers, I only drink eight, I only drink 10. And I say, well, let's break this down. Now, for example, if someone says 8 to 10, it's probably more like 12 or 15, but let's break it down. Let's go with 10. 10 times 7 in a week is 70 beers a week. In a month, that's 280 to 300. 300 beers a month is what you're drinking. So that's what you're telling me. That's a life-threatening amount of volume, and if you don't recognize that, then you really already probably in the grips of alcohol use disorder. Think about the productivity that it's affecting, your mental health, your physical health, all these empty, useless calories. You're gonna gain weight. You're gonna be bloated. All that volume has to go through your liver, your kidneys, your intestinal tract, your esophagus. It's gonna affect your brain. And now multiply that 1 month of 300 cans of beer times 1 year. That's 3,600 cans of beer in a year. Multiply that times 5 years. You're into tens of thousands because it's also going to escalate. Okay? It's not just 8 to 10 beers this week. That 8 to 10 beers is going to become 20 beers a day and then 30 beers a day. And it's going to escalate. And it's the same thing no matter what you drink. I mean, if you drink wine, like my wife, for example, when I first met her, she drank a couple of glasses of wine as a reward system at the end of the day from a stressful sales job. Well, those couple of glasses of wine became a bottle, a 0.75 liter a bottle, and then it became a 1.75 liter bottle 10, 12 years down the road. And then eventually it became anything she could get her hands on. Near the end of her life, she was drinking 30 beers a day, like Coors Light and just cheap, simple bottles of beer. She didn't even like beer, but it was all about the alcohol. This is how it escalates. This is the foundation of how people get caught in this web. They only live in the moment. Well, today, I only had 8, 10 beers. That's no big deal. But if you do that every single day, you've created a structure and a habit of every single day of your life. And it's going to interfere with every day of your life. It's going to interfere with your daily activities. It's going to interfere with your productivity. It's going to interfere with your relationships because the people in your life are going to get sick and tired of it and dealing with it. At first, they might think it's somewhat amusing, and then it's not funny, and then it's something you can't even be around. So be aware of this 8 to 10 or minimalizing what you're doing on a daily basis because it's the ground floor of alcohol use disorder. And if you're drinking every single day, you're already a level 2 alcoholic. That's a stage 2 alcoholic, somebody who's created a consistent and regular habit. It's only going to get worse and it's only going to escalate. So, with that in mind, if you have a family member or a friend who is starting this trend, 8, 10 beers, a bottle of wine a night, and I mean 6, 7 times a week, it's time to interfere and sit down. I think you have a problem. You've created a habit, and I think we need to talk about this. If it's a spouse, if it's a parent, certainly if it's a child, if it's a friend, this is not a time to be delicate. This is time to step in when you still have the opportunity to actually make a difference. You get somebody in the late stage 3, stage 4, they're in denial, they're gaslighting, they're deflecting, they don't have a problem, everybody else has a problem. Well, then you're in a life-threatening situation. Then you have to wait for that person to hit rock bottom, and they have to start going to rehabs and detoxes, and there's court problems, and life goes downhill real fast. You want to avoid that. Have the tough conversations. The earlier, the better. And I hope that the message of this video comes through. And again, when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, click on the link tree, go to the Calendly link, set up a breakthrough call. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. We do a deep dive into what's going on with you and your family, and then we go over the coaching program to make sure it's a good fit. The call is free. The coaching program definitely is not. Also, I go live Monday through Friday right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, join the Facebook group. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. Very good support group and a safe place to bring in your conversations and your concerns for your loved ones or for yourself as an alcoholic. And again, thanks so much for listening.